All right, my name is Dylan Tonkin, and I just finished up almost a 200-mile section hike of the Mid-State Trail, and I had a lot of people asking me what kind of gear I was carrying because it was, the beginning of April. We had some snow, and they're just curious as to what I was carrying. So I haven't unpacked my backpack yet, so we'll do that right now, and you can see all the things that I carried that some of which are going on the PCT with me, but some of which are not. So let's unpack my backpack. All right, we'll just start from the outside in. So the first thing is I might have a very light backpack, but I like my comfort items. So I don't hike without my Z seat. So I have my Z seat readily available on the outside of my pack. I carry 2 smart water bottles. This one has drink mix in. This one was just for water. I also carry a single trekking pole. I only carry 1 trekking pole anymore. Even though I have a trekking pole shelter, I'll show you that in a little bit, but I carry 1 trekking pole because I don't use it very often, but it's nice to have whenever I need it. So a lot of times it just spends time in my pocket. All right, getting into the shelter. I keep my shelter on the outside. It's just a tarp. It's the Mountain Laurel Designs Cricket. It's a 1-person ultralight tent tarp. It doesn't have any zippers, snaps, buttons, anything like that that can fail. It's essentially almost like a pyramid style tent with a beak. No floor, no bug net. I used a polycro ground sheet, but the polycro ground sheet didn't work out, so it's actually already in the garbage. It tore within like 50 miles. So I stuffed that on the outside of my backpack so that I don't have to worry about anything inside my backpack getting wet from all the frost and water I had all over my shelter. I use titanium Vargo titanium tent stakes. I have those in here along with my dig tool, but I keep them inside here because it's easier to get all my stuff on the outside of my pack with all the holes and the shepherd hooks. They just want to kind of poke right through there, so that's all kept like this, and it's just a lot easier. All right, also on the outside of my pack I carry, this is a merino wool neck gaiter made by North. This is the hooded version, and I wore this while I was hiking. I wore it to sleep in. So this is an awesome company my friend Chad owns, North hooded neck gaiter. I also have their original neck gaiter, and I use this as a beanie, and I also use it as an insulator for my food while I'm soaking it. I kept 2 pairs of gloves, 1 pair of like rain mitts. These are just REI brand. They worked out okay. These are Mountain Hardwear, just a real thin pair of synthetic gloves. I kept my watch on the outside because I had it on my wrist, but I was taking my gloves on and off, so just put it on the outside of my backpack. So that's everything on the outside of the pack. Let's get inside and see what we have. Now, I don't have any food in here. I've managed my food very well, and I didn't have any food by the time I was done. So, all right, this is my Enlightened Equipment 20-degree Revelation quilt, and I use this with another quilt that I have inside, but 20-degree Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt. Inside here is my water filter, which I actually froze, so this is probably going in the garbage, but this is a Catadine Be-Free, very light, very effective. Some baby wipes and hand sanitizer. This is the other quilt that I have. This is a 50-degree synthetic Revelation quilt, also by Enlightened Equipment, and I had their double up system for the strap, so I would use the down quilt, and then over top of it I would put this synthetic quilt. I didn't carry a lot of extra clothing, but I did end up carrying 3 pairs of socks. These are alpaca wool socks made by Altera Alpaca. I just met these guys in February, and I've gotten rid of every other kind of sock that I have, and this is all that I wear anymore, even in my day-to-day life. Altera Alpaca, very, very good socks. This is my bivvy that I use. This is the Mountain Laurel Designs Ultralight or Super Ultralight bivvy. Worked pretty well. Had a little bit of condensation issues, so kind of up in the air on how I feel about taking that out west. I use a trash bag liner, which the last day I didn't even put my stuff in. For my cook kit, this is my Vargo Titanium 700 milliliter bot. This is a fantastic product. I have the 1 liter also, but this one's 700 milliliters, and it has the handles, which worked out very well. I really like this system. Inside here I keep my fuel canister and my stove. I have Optimus Crooks, and that's got a lot of miles on it, but that's my stove. And I carry a little ShamWow. It's got some leaves and things on it, but it helps to keep it from rattling around, and it's really absorbent. And I use that ShamWow to like wipe off the moisture on my quilts in the morning. I only use really one stuff sack. I had an extra one in here, a little black diamond spot, some athletic tape. That's almost essentially all I carried for first aid. Toothpaste, Gold Bond healing ointment. This stuff is a lifesaver. I used a lot of that on the AT for chafing issues. Very, very good. I would actually rub this on my feet at night because I was trying to break my feet in too. Just a couple other cords for charging my phone. And this is essentially my pillow. I had 2 shirts. I wore one. This was Patagonia I just had laying around. Good for sun. I really like that shirt. A pair of Adidas shorts that I wore for hiking. Ex Officio underwear. And this stuff sack was essentially my pillow. That's typically the only stuff sack that I carry. Just a Ziploc bag that had trash in. 2-port Qualcomm 3.0 charger, wall plug. This is the NeoAir short. This is I think like 8 or 9 ounces, but I would use this inside the straps for the NeoAir, or I'm sorry, for the Enlightened Equipment quilt. And then underneath that I would have the Gossamer Gear 1/8 inch closed cell foam pad. And that's it. That's the Mountain Laurel Designs Burn 38 liter backpack, and it worked out pretty well. Very, very tight. I had a lot of food to start with, but that was everything that was in my backpack, right around 10-pound base weight, which is pretty comfortable. The only other things that I had that I wore, I had the Montbell synthetic hooded parka, I believe that is, the thermo wrap parka. And I think this is the new Tachyon from Montbell, the wind jacket. I wore that a lot. I really like that. Montbell rain shorts. They're actually convertible from the rain pants. I just didn't take the bottoms. I didn't need them because I had a pair of the Montbell wind pants, which, you know, I pretty much wore the wind and the rain shorts the entire time. And synthetic Terramar silk long john top and bottom, and I wore those to sleep in. I used those on the AT, and I really liked it. It kept my stuff really clean instead of having dirt and oil all over my pad and my quilt. And then I actually did carry one spare shirt, which I only wore a few times. So I wore the Patagonia shirt pretty much the whole time, and that was it. That was all that I carried. It was a pretty good trip. Nice and light pack, but not a very extensive review, but that's everything that I carried. Alright, so the last thing that I carried with me was my thru pack. This is my very bright, high visibility, not very easy to lose fanny pack. The thru pack has a little pocket back here where I kept my iPhone 7 Plus. Kept a lot of my snacks in here, and this is like where I would pull all my snacks from. I also kept my backup battery. That's I think like a 14,000 milliamp. Kept my lighter and my toothbrush. These little Velcro straps that I would use to put my iPhone on like trees and stuff to take videos, and my Vargo spoon. And then I also had another little flashlight that I would use inside my tent. I would like hang it upside down so I could see to get my stuff done. And then my Vargo titanium knife, which I have probably close to 3,000 miles on, and I carry it almost every day. A lot of miles on that little knife right there. And that was it. That was my thru pack. I got back into wearing a fanny pack, and I love it. Everything's readily available, and I can get all my snacks, which is the most important thing during the day. And that's all my stuff. That was it.